Okay, we are back on the Monday afternoon show, folks. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that crazy eclectic mix of music earlier in the hour. But right now, we have interview live right now. Brian Belt and Jesse Sanchez of the Mental Health Awareness. We're going to talk about the gallery. Jesse, you want to just start right off right now and tell us
Sure.
what you got going on?
Sure. Yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks for having us. And thanks to Brian, who's setting this up. I really think it's a great opportunity to talk to the community. Well, I met Brian about 2 years ago when he gave a presentation at the Mental Health Association. And when he said something about a gallery, I said, wow, this is great. I'd like to get involved. I've been an artist for a long time. I've been involved in nonprofits and stuff. So it just seemed like a natural fit. And, we became friends and we decided to update the gallery that he had started for many years. And it was a really amazing initiative combining art and mental health awareness. So I came in at a time when things were, not as energetic as maybe Brian would have liked. So we wanted to inject new life into this already existing gallery. We changed the name, we renovated the space, and trying to make new life into this really amazing initiative that he had started. So it's now Art Life 717. What my thought was to have shows that were thematic shows that had to do with mental health, since we're a mental health awareness theme. So we scheduled 5 shows starting in January. The first show is January 10th, this Friday. And we're going to continue having shows throughout the year in this new space, in this new, really exciting, clean, very professional space. And that's pretty much it. We're here to talk about it, maybe get some interest, have the community come in and support us, and look at art. That's what it's about. It's about artwork. It's about people using art to express their inner life, their struggles, and hopefully as a form of communication, art can be a really healthy outlet. And that's what our gallery is about, to help people express themselves and, maybe experience life in a new way.
That's awesome. Jesse Sanchez, thank you so much for explaining what's going on over there. And I agree that art is absolutely crucial to survival of anybody. It doesn't matter who you are or what area you're at, and just the value you're putting on that for anything is always valuable. So I'm talking with Jesse Sanchez, and we have Brian Belt here as well. It's from the Mental Health Awareness and Creative Arts Gallery. They're going as Art Life 717. That's at 717 Columbia Street in Hudson, New York. And great work at the gallery going on right now, and a big show coming up called Self-Love Affirmations, Art that Represents Self-Love and Self-Care. Goes from right now, January 4th, to March 1st, 2025. So, Brian Belt, thank you also for joining us, and how's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm really happy that Jesse's curating this new show, and he's cleaned up the space quite a bit. I began this project in 2018, and we didn't get nonprofit status until 2021. And my idea was to see if I could assemble artists in recovery to come out as artists in recovery. I have a schizophrenia diagnosis combined with substance use disorder, and many of the peers in the gallery at the beginning all have various mental health diagnoses and or substance use disorder diagnoses. And they were courageous enough to come out as you know, people that, they have a serious mental health condition, but, that doesn't define them as individuals. They produce amazing, amazing artwork. And over time, we attracted a lot of artists, not just from this area, but from out of state. We, I started a Facebook page, got very popular, and I I just started to get submissions from all over the place, like really nice work, beautiful work. And we grew to the extent now we have, 60 plus artists that have submitted art that also have a serious mental health condition, and they want to have their work publicly displayed with full knowledge that they're being represented as artists in recovery. And, I believe that's a big step in the mental health um, system. I see it more as a movement than, you know, simply an art gallery. It's about coming out. It's about sharing what is going on in your life and sharing your art and your mental health and your love for art in a public space.
I love it. Art Life 717 Columbia Street. It's like it's actually like medicinal what you're providing is because I feel like art is like a kind of medicine to heal trauma. I mean, art has worked amazing. I mean, there's a reason why they still allow it in a lot of prisons. It helps to heal trauma. It helps to just develop something. And I always put it on my list of like, do more art. And then I never do. And I'm like, ugh. Because it's a thing that I think everyone should participate in. And what you're putting on is wonderful. I want to ask about the collage project because there's also a collage project. Can we talk about that for a second, or is that done? Or I saw it and I was interested. Can one of you comment on that?
We had, and actually we continue to have art classes open to people in recovery and the public is alike on Fridays from 1 to 3, except for this Friday. We're having our reception, but I manage the gallery on Fridays, and on those days we do have a free art class, and it's collage or anything that you want to do that is art related, and you can, do free form artwork. It's mostly about getting together and being creative.
I love it. I just love what you folks are doing. So. Tell us a little bit more about what we got going on. We got the art show. It's happening already right now through March 1st. And how can folks come see it? The address and times and all that. Do you have any of that logistical stuff?
Well,
where can they find it? They can always look it up. Go to Art Life 717 or
yes,
how do we look it up?
We have new signs.
Okay.
They're very distinct.
Yeah.
Art Life 717. We're right at the corner, right next on the corner of Harry's Situation. So there's a mural, actually, that Jesse helped. He designed, he painted of a woman reaching out, a silhouette of a woman reaching out to a butterfly.
Whoa! So you folks have a mural out there right now across from the 7th
right
Street
on our
Park?
wall. You have to go around.
Okay.
Go around the mural, and then you'll see our door.
Cool. It's such a great block right there. I remember going to the St. Charles, 20 years ago, and when they were still open, and so that whole block is like had special. Oh, and the pizza place, and then there was a firehouse, but it's all cool stuff now too. So anyhow, folks, you are doing wonderful work there with the mental health awareness work, and anything else. Can we organizations that you were with that you want to tell people to get in touch with, of resources or anything like that?
Well, our website is stigmafree.art, and there are a few links on there if you want to learn about any of the other organizations, any kind of community resources available. Brian, you would know more about that, but yeah, our website is chock full of stuff, stigmafree.art. Plenty of stuff to look at on there. You can look at the artists that we represent and just look at pretty much everything. The call for art is up there for people who want to submit to some of our future shows. There's definitely some links on there that you can submit your work right online, and explanations about just anything having to do with what we do. It's a really chock full of website, and Brian did a great job setting it up, and I kind of fine tuned it. But sure enough, I'm sure we've worked with different organizations. Brian, you might want to talk about the mental health court, if you don't mind.
Yeah, one of the other projects that I'm working on is, and we got invited to join the Hudson Mental Health Treatment Court as an option for defendants that have a serious mental health condition and or a substance use disorder, to reduce their sentences. We provide an option of art therapy, which is on Fridays, and we've just started this, so we're not quite engaged with actually getting defendants to join our groups, but we are an option, and I actively go to the courts so defendants know that, if they want to reduce their sentences, they can take therapeutic art classes in place of that, as long as they maintain consistent attendance.
Well, I love it. I love it because if you treat certain things as a mental health issue, then all of a sudden that jail doesn't make sense. All the other stuff doesn't make sense. But like how to deal with it on a human level, like it sounds like you are doing, especially with art, to introduce that into a criminal justice system historically has criminalized. And I think there's statistics out there that the vast majority, if not like a huge chunk of crime out there, have to do with mental health issues that could have or would have or should have or whatever. But it sounds like there's a movement out there, from what I'm hearing from both of you, is that to treat these crimes as mental health, as a health issue. And if it's a health issue, it's preventable, or it's manageable, or it's something that can be intervened on an early stage instead of the way we're doing. So I just appreciate the work you're doing. Sorry for rambling on that one for a second there, but thanks for bearing with me. But this art gallery sounds like a really important place right there on Columbia Street in Hudson, so I'm glad you're there.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks. Anything else you want to share as far as the logistics of it all? It sounds like folks can go visit this spot.
Yeah. 717 Columbia Street, Hudson, New York. Today, this week, Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. That would be January 10th. We're having an opening. You're welcome to come by. Anybody would like to stop in and look at the artwork.
And there's refreshments also.
Refreshments, yeah.
Yes, make sure.
Non-alcoholic refreshments.
No wine.
But this is really important. This is a public event. This is open for people to come to. This is what is important in our communities, that people can walk up and down a street, whether it's Columbia or Warren, and go into a space and see what's going on in there. So you have open doors on January 10th, and what time does it start?
That'd be 5 p.m.
5 p.m. And so there's an opening there, refreshments, the whole deal. And it sounds like a good time to go visit the space.
Yeah, sure. We've put a lot of work into it, and
awesome.
We're hoping people come by and support us.
So great. I'm so glad to see things going into these old buildings that I've been working on over the years. I'm like, cool stuff. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Brian, I think you were going to say something.
Yeah. And, one of the things that I can say is that, because we have not only we have a big crowd of artists that have already submitted artwork, is that there'll always be a consistent rotation of artwork in the gallery space, and the art is for sale. So the artists that are represented can sell their work and get some money. Our only requirement is that 20% of the cost of their art piece be submitted as a donation
to the mental health awareness group that
because we are a nonprofit, and we
it
believe
sounds like you're doing good work.
The artist deserves money for their work, but we also need to pay our bills.
It's a way to to just whatever it is to come in and look at the artwork, and purchasing things is like a way of supporting the artist. Say, I see you, I appreciate what you're doing, and here's a little bit of money, whatever. And I think that's a really important thing to encourage people. They can be entrepreneurial too in a weird way, even though art shouldn't be. I support the decommodification of art completely, but this is a way of doing it more than just this is supporting a person. So that sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. Sure. One other thing that we're kicking around is in May. As you know, May is Mental Health Month, so we are scheduled to have a show on self-portraits in May, and I thought it would be a great idea to organize some kind of event in the community, maybe a march or some kind of a rally that would go through the neighborhood and end up at our gallery. So you might want to look out for that. That would be the Art March for Mental Health. That would take place in May, and we're going to start advertising that as soon as possible.
Go for it. Yeah,
we are.
Make it fun too. It's like
absolutely.
You're Clowns making a strong statement, but hey, you gotta have fun while doing it, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Absolutely. What else do we got? So, January 10th opening, 717 Art Life. It's easy to find, I'm sure, for people. It was easy for me to find, so if it's easy for me, then anyone can do it.
Yeah, it's right across from Lucky's. Lucky's, the gas station market.
Is it still a Citgo?
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I've gotten gas there many a time. That's like the gas station right on 7th Street Park. So, folks, the gallery's right there, kind of across from the gas station. That's right.
Yeah, you can't miss the new logo. It's nice, bright red, white background.
Okay.
It's hard to miss.
Okay. Awesome. So anything else, folks? We got Jesse Sanchez, so good to talk to you, and Brian Belt, so good to talk to you, and so glad about this event coming up. Well, that's going right now, but also the January 10th event. It sounds like it's going to be a fun time.
Sure. Well, you've heard the term mental health matters, and I think that's really at the key of what we're trying to do. As an artist, I find, art has helped my mental health. It's my way of communicating, with the world. And when I see people struggling, one of the first things I ask them is, do you do art? Do you do any kind of journaling? Do you do any kind of poetry? Do you sit down and draw sometimes? And to me, it's very much about just channeling whatever you're feeling. Sometimes you don't know what you're feeling, and you sit down with a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and all of a sudden stuff comes out. And sure enough, that's what you needed to say, even if you weren't aware of it. And I think that's the great part of art. You just, it's a way to express things you can't normally express in other ways. So that's why I think it's such an important part of mental health awareness and mental health. Period is art and just free expression, and I think that's what we provide at the gallery. And like I don't know if we mentioned it, but we're trying to organize it so that people, the art community in general, whether you're on the spectrum or not, we can all show here at this gallery, and to get this mix of people together where I think it helps everyone.
Yeah, I think it's about joining together as a community and, bringing ourselves together in a way that we recognize our common thread. And that is one thing that I do know is that we all have a lot more in common than we don't.
I like that, Brian. I like that a lot. And also everything you said, Jesse, as well. That was very well said. This is an issue that I think I don't know why it's only just now becoming, they say it's it's more widespread, but it's at the same time, I grew up in the 80s. I grew up in a community with people with disabilities, special needs, mental health disorders, however you want to call them. But I grew up in a community living life, sharing, my entire childhood with folks. And I'm like, to me, that's normal. Like everyone has something. We're all human. We're all in this together. I don't know why we have to stigmatize this, that. This was the 80s, of course. So I think releasing the stigma, ending the stigma, I think what you're doing is absolutely important work. So thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. Should we sign off? Anything else anyone wants to add to sign off?
Well, I think both Jesse and I just want, as many people to show up as they can. And if they can't make it on Friday, stop by our gallery, stop in to see what we're doing during our open hours.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be Wednesday, 12 to 5, Saturday, 1 to 6, and Friday, I believe it's 12 to 6. So we're open Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, there you have it, folks. You can also look it up.
Yeah, our website, stigmafree.art.
Stigmafree.art. And isn't there an Art Life 717 website or something like that?
Right now we're sharing things. We're still doing business as the Mental Health Awareness and Creative Arts Gallery.
Mental Health Awareness and Creative Arts Gallery. Yep.
That's our legal corporate name. And we're using a DBA name of Art Life 717.
Art Life 717.
So people can remember it.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the Monday afternoon show. You can use whatever name you want, and it's just totally fine. So that's great. The evolution of it all, it's all coming together. It sounds like a great establishment there. So thank you, Brian Belt and Jesse Sanchez, for joining me today.
Thank
you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to sign off, and I think we're going to go... I think we got to go back to that song we played that got cut off right before the hour by Lena Chamamyan out of Syria. This song, Ala Mauj El Bar. Gorgeous sounds out of Syria, which, as many folks know, is experiencing extreme difficulties there in the Middle East. Trauma. Music works too.